Welcome to your daily horoscope brought to you with the kind compliments of Jyoti's Puja store of Main Road Chase Village. For all your puja needs, let's see what the stars have in store for you today, Monday, 17th August 2020. Aries. You may be getting frustrated with the issues of the ongoing virus and its negative effects, but it's really a time for you to start thinking positive and move ahead with any plans that you have for success. Nothing can stop you from receiving your blessings. Your tip: write down some positive plans for this week. Taurus. The world is facing many challenges, and this is causing you to make some changes, but positive changes. You are planning a garden or to do a community project. Whichever you choose, it will bring you the change you're looking for. Your tip: invest in plants and seedlings of green vegetables. Gemini. Wherever you go and whatever you do this week will make a huge difference in your week. You may meet someone on the way who will help you or share an idea which can potentially be successful. Your tip: accept any help which may come your way, even in the smallest way. Cancer. Spend some time with senior family members this week. Bake some cookies or make their favorite meal and serve them. Offer them thanks and blessings for what they have done for you. Reminisce on all the life lessons learned. Your tip: more life lessons will be learned today. Leo. Take charge of your hard work and talent. Don't overwork yourself for less. You're worth more than you think. It's time to recognize your hard work and get compensated in the right way. Tip: hard work pays off. Virgo. Take some time to reevaluate yourself and circumstances. Do minor changes to your wardrobe by wearing brighter colors and new styles. This will build your confidence and bring new and happy feelings. You will see a few things from a more positive perspective. Your tip: keep the color bright to attract positivity. Libra. Presently you are frustrated work-wise and financially. Do not be frustrated and think you are a burden to others. God has a plan for you, and a great one too. Meditation and prayer is the key to your blessings. Do not ignore your ideas, but rather put your ideas into actions. Your tip: you have a very strong vision for business. Use it. Scorpio. Shake off the weekend blues and program yourself for a very busy and rewarding week ahead. This week you will be needed more than before, because at home or at the office you are the one with the smart and successful idea. Everyone there knows that. Your tip: take a moment and smile. You deserve it. Sagittarius. The sun is shining on you, making you bright and uplifting your energies. Use this energy to do wonderful things today. Call a friend or a loved one and tell them about your energetic feeling. Use that burst of energy to cook, exercise, or any hobby you desire. Your tip: be thankful today. Capricorn. Don't let history repeat itself in your life. You have outgrown many differences in your life. Take charge, move on, and make changes as you see fit. Your tip: it's your life, you own it, take control of it. Aquarius. Your attitude is perfect for this week. If you have an interview, have faith. If you have a business meeting, have patience. And if you have ideas, use them. This will be an excellent week for you. Your tip: stay focused on the prize. Pisces. A decision recently made may have had you thinking outside the box. Trust your instinct and stay calm and take charge. All is in your favor ahead. Your tip: you are who you are, and others need to accept it. And that's your horoscope for today, brought to you with the kind compliments of Jyoti's Puja store of Main Road Chase Village for all your puja needs. And if it's your birthday today, happy birthday to you from the management and staff of U97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. And if it's your anniversary, happy blessed anniversary. and your code for today. You are blessed. You are beautiful. You are a spark of light in someone's eyes. Join me same time Mondays to Fridays for your daily horoscope. I am Uma Ratan Singh, wishing you a safe and blessed and positive day ahead. Stay tuned to U97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio, for great programming throughout the day. Up next is You Talk with Kenrick Jagannath.
Well, thank you very much, Uma, for today's horoscope. You can join Uma again tomorrow at the same time for another daily horoscope. Good morning, people. Good morning, and welcome to today's edition of the morning program, You Talk on 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. Let me remind you that we are broadcasting to you live from Couva in central Trinidad, the energy capital. And as I look out of our studio here, I can tell you it's a bit gloomy this morning, and the Met Office would have indicated that we can expect some showers today. So those of you who are applying the various routes, especially taxi drivers who are applying that north-south route, please exercise some caution. This morning it was raining in the vicinity coming up from Gasparillo into the office here. Our station at Couva Exchange Lots to be exact. It was raining, so my expectation is that for you, the motorists outside there, to ease your foot off the accelerator. We've got enough challenges on our hands, people. We don't want the road fatality figure to increase. Stay with us. When I come back, I will keep you abreast as to some of the major stories as published in today's edition of the Newsday newspaper. 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper.
A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited of 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. For all your hardware materials from foundation to finish. Not forgetting all your general contracting needs. We have it all at A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited. Located at 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. Just call Tiki Ali at 650-2180.
A&S Hardware are wholesalers and retailers of plywood, an assortment of lumber, galvanized pipe, hollow section, and steel. Customers can enjoy special prices on white pine and pitch pine doors.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality unbleached bromate free all-purpose and baker's flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisha Limited 665-3336 or visit us at Warrenville, Canupia. Shiklisha Limited, quality you can trust.
Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited, number 86 Pearville, opposite the TSTT Exchange in Mayaro. We specialize in all types of meats, dry goods, liqueur, beverages, ice, LPG, gas, motor oils, stationery supplies, and photocopying. We also provide rentals of tents and chairs for your every occasion. Come in and take advantage of our specials at reduced prices on liqueur, wholesale and retail. We are open every day, even on public holidays, for your convenience. TT Post services are available here at Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited of number 86 Pearville, Mayaro, where our friendly staff will be happy to serve you.
U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio is now on Facebook. Like us, follow and share our page. We'll be sharing the latest news, tips and much more. You can also view what's happening in our studio. Find us on YouTube and subscribe to our channel at RCL U975.
To you, Newsday Classifieds. Take Value Optical to be your partner.
I do.
I do.
I now pronounce free eye test from Value Optical for Newsday Classified customers. Call the Newsday Classified reps for more information. You may now kiss the bride.
And a very good morning, Trinidad and Tobago, and welcome to today's edition of the morning program. You Talk on 97.5 FM Hot Like Pepper. I am Kenrick Juggernaut, and yes, we'll be taking you until the hour of 9 this morning as we look at some of the issues of the day, the challenges that are facing us here in Trinidad and Tobago, and also give you, our listening audience, an opportunity to share your thoughts and to share your views with us. Note that you can get into our program, into the conversation, by calling us at 636-7547, 227-5739. Let me repeat those numbers again, 636-7547, 227-5739. You can also catch us live on Facebook, and we are also live on YouTube at RCL U975. Good morning, people. Good morning. Let's take a look now at what are some of the major stories as published in today's edition of the Newsday newspaper. Well, today's edition, it's 56 pages in total. There's a very graphic photograph as published on the front page, where hundreds flocked to Maracas Beach yesterday to take a last dip in the water before beaches remain closed for the next 28 days as part of the new COVID-19 measures, as announced by Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley when he addressed that press conference on Saturday. New faces for Dr. Rowley's cabinet. That story is on page 3. Judge orders woman home quarantine for Venezuelan. Recount continues in St. Joseph. Hunt stalls new government. Well, those are the stories as published on the front page of today's edition of the Newsday. And on page 3, you can catch the details where the story is talking about Aloy Hunt, stalling the installation of the new government. This is as the recount for the constituency of St. Joseph continues. New faces for Dr. Rowley's cabinet. According to the story in today's edition, the new government of Dr. Keith Rowley administration will see a significant shift in ministerial portfolios and possibly a new Attorney General. There are reports that Port of Spain South candidate Keith Scotland is seriously being considered to fill the second most senior cabinet position, and Diego Martin East candidate Colm Imbert, a former finance minister, may shift to the energy ministry. Now, these are just but reports being circulated. There is no confirmation. Of course, the swearing in of the new government will take place at the office of the president once the Election and Boundaries Commission submits the final results to Paula May week. So the matter is still in limbo. But according to the report, new faces for Dr. Rowley's cabinet. That story is on page 3. Yes, since the announcement coming from Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley on Saturday about new COVID restrictions, well, I can tell you, a number of people would have flocked to bars, restaurants, beaches, and various entertainment places for what they call last lap. Yeah, last lap for the next 28 days. So you can catch that story on page 5. As new COVID-19 regulations take effect today, hundreds flock to beaches for a last dip. Commissioner of Police Gary Griffith: police will tighten the belt in COVID-19 crackdown. While stricter public health measures are expected to take effect from today, police began their crackdown on errant limers over the weekend in an attempt to control the spread of the coronavirus. This according to Police Commissioner Gary Griffith. Earlier on Sunday morning, 5 men were arrested for obscene language, resisting arrest, and obstructing a police officer as members of the St. James Task Force shut down a party at Daybay Road, Long Circular in St. James. Interesting story there indeed. You can catch the details on page 5. Devant Maharaj, Kamla Mama Guide UNC by calling for a recount. Well, I would have said my piece on that since last week. I said that this is just an exercise in futility a waste of time, waste of resources. People would have taken issue with me, but that's okay. That's okay. PTSC Tobago cleaners demand proper PPE, that is personal protective equipment. Telecommunications employee test positive for COVID-19. Now, let me share some figures with you before I move on into some other stories as published in today's edition of the Newsday newspaper. The number of positive cases in this country now stands at 552. I just want that to sink in. 552. Deaths, 11. Tests submitted, 14,094. Discharged, 140. But this is a frightening figure. My apologies. This is a frightening figure. Global positive cases, 21,817,686. Let me repeat. 21,817,682. Global death toll, 772,751. A very alarming figures indeed. So we need to be very, very careful outside there, folks. Be very, very careful. Observe all of the guidelines as issued by the Ministry of Health, all of the necessary protocols. So let's go further into today's edition of the Newsday newspaper. Remember, you can go outside there and purchase your copy of this publication. As I said, it is priced at only $3 and it's available at all leading newsstands throughout Trinidad and Tobago. Well, post general election 2020, according to former Energy Minister Kevin Ramnarine, bumpy road ahead for new government. This is what the story is saying. Former PP government minister Kevin Ramnarine warned on Friday that the new government faces serious challenges brought on by the COVID-19 virus and the economic depression. He said the economic contraction which Trinidad and Tobago experienced this year is likely to be the worst since 1983. This from Kevin Ramnarine. Now you can catch that story on page 8 of today's edition of the Newsday newspaper. David Abdullah, remember him, leader of the Movement for Social Justice? Well, he believes that tackling the issue of racism in Trinidad and Tobago requires more than issuing hollow press conferences. Remember last week I spoke about that, and I said that maybe race relations should be on the curriculum of schools. Well, I don't know whether the government of the day will take that seriously indeed. Okay, so let's move on to some other stories published in today's edition of the Newsday. Watson Duke, my bad boy days are done. After his defeat at the polls on Monday in the August 10th general election, Progressive Democratic Patriots leader and Tobago East candidate Watson Duke said his approach to dealing with matters within the Public Services Association and the Tobago House of Assembly has changed. Really? Okay, we'll just continue to look at that. Cops told to stay home if sick. Commissioner of Police Gary Griffith has denied allegations that police officers were being ignored when complaining of feeling sick. At no time, I'm quoting here now, at no time there has been any such complaint that has been ignored. This according to Gary Griffith. Barbados says goodbye to former Prime Minister Owen Arthur. Womantra, Venezuelan woman under attack in Trinidad and Tobago. Now listen to this paragraph. The NGO, that is a non-governmental organization, Womantra, says Venezuelan women are under attack in this country. Womantra said statistics from a recent Joint Select Committee hearing showed there were 484 complaints of sexual assault by immigrants over a 6-year period. For these assaults, no one was arrested. The group is now questioning why the police commissioner has not spoken on the issue. Now that story, as I said, you can catch on today's edition of the Newsday newspaper. It is published on page 11. And on to some sporting news. Well, yes, anticipation tomorrow tomorrow it's the opening of the Caribbean Premier League. But given what we have been seeing in the weather pattern thus far, well, it is expected that some of these games could be interrupted by the weather. All right, the Trinidad and Tobago Olympic Committee head says Trinidad and Tobago must embrace dialogue about race. Let's talk about it. Now, that's the lead sports story. It's on page 4. The Trinidad and Tobago Committee President, Brian Lewis, he's saying we must embrace dialogue about race. All right, so tomorrow it's the Caribbean Premier League. And I know that a number of you will be anticipating the opening. So we'll talk about that a bit later on the program. We're heading up to the hour of 7 o'clock. It's just about 25 minutes here to the hour of 7. Note that time check came to you through the kind courtesy of Radio 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. Stay with us as we go up to some messages. And when I come back, we'll open the lines where we'll discuss the issues of the day. 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper.
Greeted in the wonderful name of Jesus. My name is Bishop Kelvin Khan from Endurance Ministry International. Our new location is in Railway Road, Londonville. You can tune into 97.5 every Sunday morning from 6 a.m. till 8. Tell your nanny and your nana, your chachi, your chacha, your grandpa, your grandma. We need to pray for our nation. God bless you. Thank you.
Newsday Classifieds. Take Value Optical to be your partner.
I do.
I now pronounce free eye test from Value Optical for Newsday Classified customers. Call the Newsday Classified reps for more information. You may now kiss the bride.
Namaste. ADM Puja and Variety Store provides for all your puja needs. We offer all types of puja items and other religious materials for your rituals and ceremonies. You can also get discounts on all purchases. Free delivery for customers in and around Barakpo. ADM Puja and Variety Store is located at 351 Kunjal Road, Barakpo, and opens from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Contact numbers 349-8673 or 399-4545. ADM Puja and Variety Store, from Pundit to Pirha.
You can now listen to business news Monday to Fridays at 5 p.m. Get updated on all the latest business developments. Tune in to U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio, where we keep you informed, educated, and entertained. U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio is now on Facebook. Like us, follow, and share our page. We'll be sharing the latest news, tips, and much more. You can also view what's happening in our studio. Find us on YouTube and subscribe to our channel at RCL U975.
Yes, indeed, and welcome back to 975 FM Hot Like Pepper as we move up to the hour of 7 o'clock. At just about 21 minutes here to the hour of 7. And that time check came to you through the kind KTC of Radio 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. Well, joining me in the studio this morning is my colleague and good friend, Nicole Dookie. And yes, we'll be taking you until the hour of 9 this morning. But before I introduce Nicole into the program this morning, I have a caller here on the line. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
And good morning, my friend Bhavani. How are you?
Well, I say we reach.
Well, you know, I have been calling on this measure for the past 6 weeks, and you are a regular listener to this program, and you will note that I have been calling for mask wearing to be mandatory.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit too late now. You want to bolt the stable after the horses would have left.
What would add to it is that last week, you had people, well, yesterday you had people flocking the beaches.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, that's another community thing.
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Well, and this is what I talk about, the recklessness of Trinidadians. They are not disciplined. I'll tell you why. Because the Minister of Health, Terence Dial Singh, although the measure goes into effect from today, the Minister of Health, Terence Dial Singh, would have implored an appeal to Trinidadians to behave as though the measure is immediate. But, Trinidadians, they went into last lap. Nicole and I were just talking about the number of people you see at bars hanging around, coughing on their favorite beverage, going to the beaches and what have you. That's how we are as a people, Anyway, go ahead.
It's not a Trinidadian, it's a regional thing. When you talk to people outside in other countries, they say the same thing. You understand? So, but I know that we last lap. Whether it's carnival or not.
Well, I'm happy that the Prime Minister would have, endorsed that the SEA exam will continue on Thursday.
I'm glad for that. I'm glad for that. Let it happen and let things take its course.
And remember, we also spoke to Bawani about whether or not the school will reopen on September 1st.
Well, that's a no.
Yeah, well, that's a no. Yeah, that's true. So we can wipe out 2020 for school as far as that is concerned.
I think schools will open in January. And what it will do is will give the authorities enough time to put everything in place.
No, this is a very frightening situation in front of us,
It
is.
is.
Very frightening situation, the fact, and we would expect that the number to increase by the end of the day. 552 positive cases.
Yep. We had yesterday was a big thing. Yesterday was about 55, 56 in one day. You understand?
All right. So what's next on your mind? Are we talking here also to
cricket?
Well, cricket CPL is on Thursday. I know.
No, boy, Tuesday.
Yeah, no, Tuesday, boy. Yeah, Trinidad and Tobago first game is on Thursday. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm confused with the times. Is it? I know 10 o'clock in the morning. I know it's all afternoon games at 2:15 or just the weekend.
No, all games are at 2:15, I would imagine. But I will share some more details with you on that, all right?
All right, well, later.
Okay, then. Thank you very much, Bawani. Well, let me say a very special good morning to my colleague, Nicole, this morning. Good morning, Nicole.
Good morning to you, Kenrick. Good morning to our listeners on U97.5, our viewers on Facebook, our viewers on YouTube, and to all of Trinidad and Tobago.
So what's happening on the East-West corridor?
Oh, well, this morning had some rain. Yes.
And in terms of, it is interesting to note that I went into the gas station in Monrepo this morning, and every person had on a mask.
Yes.
Every person had on a mask. The question begs to be asked, why should the government of the day make it mandatory when they would have been asking people, look, moral suasion, wear a mask, wear a mask. That did not happen. Now that today the measure kicks in, people will now have to get accustomed to wearing masks.
Of course, because they see what had happened. They see the fact that the government had to roll back on a number of the public health regulations, which will definitely have effect on each and every one of us. So therefore, I think people would now start to take it seriously.
And another question comes into the equation. The number of people who would now be out of jobs.
Yes.
Restaurant workers, casino workers, and cinema workers and what have you. So it's a real challenge ahead for the government of the day.
Of course it is, and the Prime Minister did mention that on Saturday.
Well, let's take this call on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Morning, Kenrick, and morning, Nicole.
Good morning, friend. What's happening?
Well, the way this coronavirus hit now, I'm telling you, I had to go out a little bit, but kind of frightened like him, but because I had to pass through a little crowd there. But I had to really make my shortcut good while passing. I had to really stop and observe the situation before I go through.
No, but do you think it's a bit too late for these new restrictions to come into effect? I've been making this call for the longest while.
Yeah, but we know that you couldn't do it because election was at one point, and not that after election you could do it. You couldn't do it before because you can make a whole, what you call a whole janjat thing or kind of thing. So it's better now you do it. But what gets me, these people have all who then went in the river and the beach and all kind of things. Let's look at the coronavirus to be down there too. You mean we try that they'll be like this all over. The time you see this thing going up and you see this thing coming on, all things, why you don't stay home and try to guard yourself and try to do something good or something that will be reasonable? You run in the beach, you run river, you run in the beer garden. Oh God, Come on now, man. And I hear on the papers that you say something about Devan Paraj. We say that Kamla what?
He said Kamla Mamagai the population by calling for a recount.
Let me tell you something. Kamla Mamagai nobody. She Mamagai, she said, because she had talked to the financiers and she lost the election.
No, but I mean, we would have exhausted this discussion last week. It is the prerogative of the opposition leader to call for a recount.
I know what she made candidate, Freja Stove candidate. So that you can't blame she for that. That is how good she do. People get Freja Stove and win. So all that kind of thing. But I feel Devan should have really get a seat. I feel she should give him a seat. The kind of work he was doing, I feel that anyway she might pull him as a senator, maybe, we don't know. Then Brian Beg is our next senator because he studied complaining St. Joseph. He's a complainant, so he might get a senator work. Who will get a senator work again? You take a senator work or Duki? One other. 6 years again, right?
Yeah.
So he will be Brian Beg, he will be Ramona, he will be Fazal. Who again, though, she will take place.
All right. Well, you're just speculating, yes?
Yes. Yeah, I speculated. I just thinking that's how she will get this thing because she was looking to get 16,
Yeah. All right.
She only trying to get 6 now.
All right. Well, I hear you. Well, as you talk about the appointment of senators, yes, the senators must be appointed. And I was in a conversation yesterday, Nicole, and it makes a good political sense if you're looking at succession planning. A number of people would have agreed that with me that Kevin Ramnarayan could be groomed for leadership of the party, and as such, he should be appointed the leader of the opposition in the Senate. I don't know what's the thoughts of people outside there.
Kenrick, Kevin Ramnarayan is indeed a good candidate for such position.
All right, let's take this call on the line. Hello, good morning. All right, I'm sorry to miss your call, but before, the call is back on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Good morning, Kenrick. Good morning, Nicole. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago.
Good
morning. No, this is a gentleman who could have been a senator.
No, I don't want that position. Yeah. I don't want that position.
How is the weather on your end, Larry?
Well, I got up this morning. We had some rain in the Davie area, but right now I'm in Sandy Grande as we speak.
Already?
Yeah. I just get up 3:30 and leave home by 10 to 4. Don't worry.
I'm looking at the skies outside there. They're dark.
Larry, you have been listening to me for the longest while, yes?
Well, yes, Kenrick.
All right. And you know that I have been calling on the government of the day to make the wearing of a mask mandatory in this country. For the past 6 weeks, I've been calling on the government of the day to take such an action. They did not. They waited until over 500 people would have been infected with the virus to make such an announcement. Go ahead.
Well, Kenrick, I did listen to the Prime Minister's address the nation on Saturday. I listened attentively. And I want to say this. All the measures that the Prime Minister took on Saturday to implement from 6 a.m. this morning was good, but little too late. Little too late, and I'll tell you why I say that, Ken. You can remember the Minister of Health made an announcement that people who are suffering with asthma, bronchitis, wheezing, if you cannot wear a face mask, you can wear a face shield. I listened to the CMO, and he reverted to say that it is more safer to wear a face mask than a face shield.
Yes.
Kenrick, we have a stack clowns in this country. This country is being managed and being run by a set of fools. Because I'll tell you this much, I am going to write a letter to the Minister of Health and to the CMO, informing him of my certificate of being an asthmatic patient. And I'll tell you this much, Kenrick. We expect to get more cases by the end of this week. I have been on top of COVID-19 from January month, and I keep saying it. I have been issuing proper news to people on cases that is popping up that is not being highlighted immediately so people could be aware. Looked at this morning, I'm driving up to Grande. I saw people in taxis, full to capacity. I see passengers on the side of the road here in Grande, on Main Road in Grande, waiting for taxi without wearing a mask. Now, I want to know something. Why did the Prime Minister said that by Monday this will take effect? Why did he took so long to shut down the rivers and the beaches without putting immediate effect from Saturday? Because when a budget is being announced, they give you with immediate effect with certain things and hiking price. Let me say this now. My parents and grandparents used to always tell me, when you cannot hear, you will feel. And Trinidad and Tobago will suffer the brunt of being reckless. Because yesterday afternoon, Kenrick, I went to the supermarket and bought a few items for home. And one of the bars, which is not too far from me, was jam-packed, and I was looking to see if I could see a police vehicle around to ask the police to go in there and mash that up. People in Trinidad and Tobago are not adhering, they're not listening, they're not taking advice. And we are really innocent one, Kenrick, me, you, Nicole, all the listeners who are listening to this program, we are the ones going to pay the price for COVID-19.
All right, Larry, well, I hear you. No, you made a very important point. Because given our culture, Nicole,
yes,
and given the way we behave as a people, when the Prime Minister made that announcement of the new restrictions, it should have kicked in immediately.
Agreed.
Because knowing fully well how we operate as a people, exactly what would have transpired yesterday.
Yes.
With people flocking to beaches,
to
bars,
everywhere,
restaurants,
yes,
and what have you. So there's an expectation that we can have an increase in cases as of today. Let's take this call on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Kenrick.
Yeah, good morning, Larry.
I made an observation within the past 5 days.
Uh-huh.
And I'm limited to this for you to be aware of it. You see, I am on top of things. I'm on the ground. Business people in this country are playing cheap with COVID-19, Kenrick. Let me tell you why I say that. Go to a business establishment anywhere and look at the hand soap they are telling you to use to wash your hands before they enter the establishment. Some people are using Quick, which is to wash wares. Some people are using a regular hand soap that has no anti-antibacterial fighting detergent agent in it. Let me tell you something, Kenrick. If people in this country do not stand up for their own responsibility, well, all hell breaks loose. I have seen business people cutting down on making sure that when you're coming to the establishment, your hands are clean. They're using cheap soap, Kenrick. Kenrick, go today when you're done work, visit some of these places, pick up the hand soap, read the label, and you will see why this COVID-19 is being spread. Because business people not putting themselves in the proper way to make sure that when people come, they say, wash your hand, wear a mask, fine. But is people looking attentively at these things? You see, I am observant, Kenrick, and I will continue to be observant to highlight it on this frequency. Have a good morning.
All right, well, thank you very much. Nicole, just to shift gears here a bit, I want to share this with you. I don't know whether anyone would have forwarded this to you, but I don't know whether it is mischief being created. But I just want to share this with you, the listening audience. Breaking news. Inside sources in the executive of the United National Congress, you got it, yes?
Yes, yeah. I did.
Has revealed that Kamla Persad-Bissessar is being forced to resign as the leader of the United National Congress Party before the swearing-in process this week. Very interesting indeed. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Good morning, Ms. Nicole.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Kenrick.
Hi, good morning, friend. Good morning. How are you this morning? What's happening?
I'm alive, and thank God.
Yeah, well,
the last caller, the serious one.
Yeah, Larry.
Yeah. Larry started out and trying to blame the government, but Larry, the last point is quite correct.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you go in certain Chinese supermarket in my community, the security guard has a bottle of mentholated or whatever sanitized, and he sprays you. Even though there's soap and water outside, and if you go inside, you get a spray still on your hand.
Mm-hmm.
We blame the government because they were going on. I tell you, wear a mask, and we beg you to wear a mask.
Mm-hmm.
And some people refuse to wear the mask. As Larry just pointed out, they decided even going down to the hand sanitizer. So if these methods are to save your life, look, yesterday they say lockdown today, and we go on by the beach by the thousands. We are foolish.
Mm-hmm.
We're not thinking as citizens.
And listen to this, my friend.
And we want so long to blame the government. Is the government tell we go by the beach?
No, and you're not listening to me. The talk yesterday was quote unquote last lap, you know.
Yes.
Last lap.
That's how it was deemed, yeah.
It might be some of them last lap because Simple thing, Mr. Kendrick, I will go to the gas station. And when I come on my vehicle, I use the pump. If I don't have a pair of gloves, before I get back into the vehicle, I'm a hand sanitizer. I go and sanitize my hand, and I get back. Because I don't know who will come before me. Simple as that, not your mask alone. Simple thing as a hand, you opening a door. Simple as that. You could have only the best mask in the world, and you open a door and you take back off the mask when you get in the vehicle.
All right, but hold on. Let me state this to you and the listening audience. The wearing of a mask does not necessarily mean to say that you will not contract the virus. It is just an additional layer of security.
Larry just outlined one of our major issues to us, because we go around with our hands not being sanitized, open a door, come back in, and go by this one and that one. That is how it's probably being spread. Not by not wearing the mask,
So what is your message to the people of Trinidad and Tobago in this challenging time?
That we were taught from children as growing up when you went to kindergarten.
Yes.
You know what was that? Wash your hands, keep your hands clean.
Yeah.
Normal things that we were taught in kindergarten.
Yeah. Wash your feet. Wash your feet. Leave your footwear outside.
All right. Thank you very much.
Okay,
Enjoy
fine.
your morning, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, thank you very much for your contribution with us here this morning. Well, listen to this, Nicole. Even as the country prepared yesterday for the newest phase of COVID-19 lockdown restrictions, which go into effect from today, another person died from the virus yesterday, and 55 more people had tested positive, taking the overall number of positive cases so far in Trinidad and Tobago to 552. Very frightening figure indeed.
Very much so.
Yes, you're with 97.5 FM Hot Like Pepper. We have the callers on our lines. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Kendrick.
Good morning.
And the Prime Minister said by 6 a.m. Monday morning, wearing of masks supposed to be mandatory.
Yes.
I know passing here by the PTSD bus terminal in Grandy.
Yeah.
Everybody who waiting for buses, Kendrick, everybody with, you can see their face, their mouth, everything as normal. You see, this pandemic, Kendrick, I listened to Sarge just now, but Sarge has not addressed the situation where I say that the Prime Minister took too long to make these things that he put on Saturday to make it mandatory.
He did say that the consultation has been done with the Attorney General to make it law, and I think that citizens are waiting for that to happen because they clearly are not listening.
Yeah, but the point is, and I go back again to the pronouncement coming from the Minister of Health, who said that one should take into consideration that this law would have passed. It is just a matter of signing on the dotted line.
But Kendrick, Trinidad and Tobago citizens, we are lawless. Kendrick, you know that.
But
the way we drive.
You're not telling me anything new, Larry?
No, wait.
Yesterday alone was just a reminder of how lawless our citizens are.
Let's take yesterday for example. Many videos pop up early on social media showing the citizens of this country what is taking place by the rivers and beaches in this country. Agreed?
Yes.
Good. And I sure, Kendrick, that Mr. Gary Griffith and the police officers in this country have a Facebook account. Agreed? So then why, Kendrick, we have not seen or heard that the police went and tell people, listen, too much gathering here, or let's go from here, or separate, go a distance away. Why that have not done? Because I'll tell you why, Kendrick. The police themselves are afraid to make sure that people follow the guideline. Because you know why? There was a video circulating with a man who have an establishment, with a man coming with his wife to buy something. And the man tell the woman, please put on your mask. And the man take off his mask and start to cost the proprietor the fees. Kendrick, this is what is taking place in this country. And until and unless we, this citizen in this country, understand that they will have to feel it in their pocket or feel it behind some bars, what I mean bars, prison, then they will understand how serious this virus is. Because I'll tell you this much, Kendrick. I, as a salesman, I spoke to my boss and I said, listen, I am not going to be on the road as frequent as before. I have social media, I have WhatsApp, I have my regular phone number. I will be contacting customers by phone calls. Because the Minister of Health said, if you do not have to be outside, stay home. Kendrick, we are going to have a major outbreak, and our the healthcare system that Mr. Terence Yalsing put in place will not be able to manage what is taking place. Just think about yesterday alone. In a matter of 9 days to come, Kendrick and Anne, you will see the amount of cases going to be popping up. You know what? We got ball.
All right, Larry, I hear you.
And Larry, it's Nicole, and
Nicole,
it's not here.
It's Nicole, all right? Yeah, we do apologize. Anyway, Nicole, we up to the 7 o'clock hour. Let's take the 7 o'clock newscast. And when we come back, we'll continue with our discussion. 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. Stay with us here.
Something for everyone. 975 FM. Music for you. It's all about you.
U97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio.
Power to the listeners.
It is now time for Major News to the Hour, brought to you by Crystal Beverages Company, Super Quality Supermarket, Sheikh Elisha Limited, and the Trinidad and Tobago News Day.
This is the 7 a.m. news on U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. I am Nicole Dookie. Good morning. A number of public health regulations are once again in place in a bid to ease the spread of COVID-19 in the country. These new regulations came into effect as of 6 o'clock this morning. The new regulations were announced by Prime Minister-elect Dr. Keith Rowley. He was speaking at a media conference over the weekend. Dr. Rowley said if the situation does not improve in the coming weeks, stiffer measures will have to be put in place.
If these activities that we are rolling back here now, if they do not get the level of observance as we expect, and the numbers get far worse even after we've done this, the next situation is to go into more complete closure.
Dr. Rowley, however, warned that shutting down the country once again will have serious implications.
But if that is what we have to do to save lives, we will have to do it. But it may not be with the level of comfort and support that we had in the period before, because there are limited resources within the national community. And we have used up significant portions of that during that period of lockdown. So it behoves every one of us to try and avoid them.
He also appealed for full support from every citizen of this country.
I'm appealing to the population, and I'm asking for some support from those people who are leaders of one kind or another to stop misleading people. And by now, we should be on board, that all of us should be on board in this country fighting this. There's no room for persons to be carrying a separate conversation. The facts are there, the evidence is there, the data is there.
Beaches and rivers are closed for a period of 28 days. This takes effect as of today. These include Maracas, Las Cuevas, Manzanilla, and Vestany Beach. The La Brea Pitch Lake facility is also closed to the public. On Sunday, the Ministry of Tourism advised of the closure as the facilities are under its control. The temporary closure is part of measures announced by Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley on Saturday to mitigate the spread of the COVID-19 pandemic. The ministry advised citizens to take responsibility for their personal safety and to avoid the risks associated with visiting and the usage of beaches. Meanwhile, scores of citizens flocked to nation beaches and rivers yesterday. There were long lines of traffic heading into some of the popular beaches. On Saturday, Health Minister Terence Dial Singh urged citizens to refrain from last-minute gatherings, especially at bars.
I just want to make an appeal to patrons visiting bars. Even though the regulations come into force on Monday, please pretend that they are enforced now. In other words, don't crowd bars tonight and Sunday to take a last drink, because that type of behavior tonight and tomorrow could spiral into an exponential amount of cases 2 weeks from now. So please avoid, just pretend the regulations are in fact enforced from now.
And the Public Transport Service Corporation said buses will revert to operating at 50% passenger capacity until further notice. This move is in keeping with a rollback in COVID-19 restrictions until mid-September, following a significant increase in cases in the past week. PTSC said it will continue to adhere to preventative measures in accordance with the Ministry of Health guidelines. Commuters are being asked to maintain 6 feet apart when on the premises as they line up to board the bus. The wearing of masks is mandatory on board all buses. Commuters who display flu-like symptoms are being discouraged from utilizing the service. In some other news, police are continuing investigations into the murder of a 34-year-old man. He has been identified as Kenneth Rock. The incident took place at around 4:15 along the Piaco Old Road in Maloney on Sunday afternoon. According to reports, Rock was walking along the road when he was shot several times. Residents heard the gunshots and saw Rock bleeding on the ground. They called the police, who came with a district medical officer who declared him dead on the scene. Investigators said Rock was not known to them. No motive has been established for the killing. You are listening to the 7 a.m. news on U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. It's time now to take a look at regional and international developments. We start with news from the region. Prime Minister of Grenada, Dr. Keith Mitchell, will address citizens on developments in the country. The Prime Minister is expected to touch on government's efforts to revive the economy, balancing this with the responsibility to protect the lives of citizens. Last week, Trade Minister Oliver Joseph stated that adjustments would have to be made to the 2020 budget due to the coronavirus pandemic. The address will take place tonight at 8 o'clock. Internationally, New Zealand's Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern has postponed the country's general election by 1 month. This is due to a spike in coronavirus cases. The vote was due to take place on September 19th. However, it will now be held on October 17th. On Monday, Mrs. Ardern said that the new date would allow parties to plan around a range of circumstances in which they will be campaigning under. Earlier this week, the country's largest city went back into lockdown. Restrictions were imposed on Auckland on Wednesday when a number of new infections were identified in the city. 9 new coronavirus cases were confirmed on Monday, bringing the number of active cases linked to the Auckland cluster to 58. In news of the weather for the period today until tonight, Trinidad and Tobago will experience cloudy to intermittent showers and periods of rain over broad areas. There is the high chance of a few heavy showers and thunderstorms in some areas. A gradual improvement is expected during the afternoon. Tonight will be cloudy at times with occasional showers. Street and flash flooding and gusty winds are possible in heavy showers and thunderstorms. Seas are moderate with waves 1.5 meters up to 2 meters in open waters and below 1 meter in sheltered areas. The current temperature is 25 degrees Celsius. And this brings us to the end of the 7 a.m. newscast on U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. Stay tuned for another newscast at 8 a.m. I am Nicole Dookie. Good morning.
Well, it's just about 10 minutes past the hour of 7 o'clock, and that time check came to you through the kind KTC over Radio 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. Thank you very much, Nicole, for today's, this morning's 7 o'clock newscast. Note that you can catch us again at around 8 o'clock for another major newscast on 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. Let's go to some commercials this morning, and of course, when we come back, we'll be into the second hour of today's edition of the morning program. You Talk 975 FM Hot Like Pepper.
That was Major News to the Hour, brought to you by Crystal Beverage. That was Major News to the Hour, brought to you by Crystal Beverages Company, Super Quality Supermarket, Sheikh Leisha Limited, and the Trinidad and Tobago Newsday. A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited of 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. For all your hardware materials from foundation to finish. Not forgetting all your general contracting needs. We have it all at A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited, located at 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. Just call Tiki Ali at 650-2180.
A&S Hardware are wholesalers and retailers of plywood, an assortment of lumber, galvanized pipe, hollow section, and steel. Customers can enjoy special prices on white pine and pitch pine doors.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality unbleached bromate free all-purpose and baker's flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisha Limited 665-3336 or visit us at Warrenville, Canupia. Shiklisha Limited, quality you can trust.
U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio is now on Facebook. Like us, follow and share our page. We'll be sharing the latest news, tips and much more. You can also view what's happening in our studio. Find us on YouTube and subscribe to our channel at RCL U975.
To you, Newsday Classifieds. Take Value Optical to be your partner.
I do.
I now pronounce free eye test from Value Optical for Newsday Classified customers. Call the Newsday Classified reps for more information. You may now kiss the bride.
Yes, indeed, and thanks for staying with us here at 97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper. Well, it's just about 12 minutes past the hour of 7. And at this time, I'm mandated, to present this nation-building song to you. It's by a 13-year-old lovely young lady, Trishana Sukdeo, out of South Trinidad. Hope you enjoy this one. Yeah, nation-building song indeed. We do need messages like these, people. Stay with us here, 975.
Let's build back our nation together. Now the election back and I die away. In short, this is what I have to say. Let us forget spite, grudges and concentrate. Come, let us sit and try to relate. Because now more than ever we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I see that is the main foundation. So come let us work hand in hand, because this is our land. Come my brother, come my sister. tolerance and production to build a strong and better nation. I see that is the main foundation. So come let us work hand in hand, because this is our land. Come my brother, come my sister, let us build a nation together. This also goes for every Trinbagonian who want to live in a foreign land. Now is the time to come home and do something, instead of staying out there and freezing. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I see that is the main foundation. So come let us work hand in hand, because this is our land. Come my brother, come my sister, let us build a nation together. W868 Studio.
Well, the voice there of a young and lovely 13-year-old Trishana Sukdeo out of San Fernando, David to be exact, dishing out this morning, Build a Better Nation Together, an original done by the Merchant way back in the late 1970s or 1980s around there. I can't remember the time, but it's a very old song indeed, a nation building song. Well, we have a number of callers on the line. Let me take this caller on the line, Nicole. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning to you. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Kenrick, and good morning to your co-host.
Well, good morning. My co-host is Nicole. Go ahead.
Yes. Kenrick, I was very wondering if people live in this country care anything but anyway. Somebody people just everything is a joke and a fun and a kicks and take advantage of.
Well, the fact that as a number of people would have, let's look at beaches, would have gravitated to the beaches yesterday should tell you something. What they are telling you is that don't worry, even though the announcement was made on Saturday, the coronavirus will not hit us as of yesterday. It will start to hit us from today. So from today, we'll start to behave. That is what they're saying.
No, it's come like we're going election day. Any half of the population choose not to get involved in it.
No, but one must also take into consideration the role here of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service.
Yeah.
I mean, one would have imagined that, look, the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, I know, look, they have a problem in terms of human resources. But, you try to discourage people from gathering, even though the measure will come into effect from today.
But the awareness, how do we go, not with the proprietor of this place, how to understand what's going on to them. Otherwise, this is your final chance to do some business. Otherwise, like the incident with the man, tell the man about the mask, and the man started cussing man mother. Now tell me something. Tell me something. That is civilized.
No, and the thing about it, it is expected that people will curse the Prime Minister. I'll tell you why. Because if this situation continues and we do not put a lid, or rather take the necessary measures, and we have a spike in our cases, the Prime Minister is warning that further restrictions will come. There will be further lockdowns. Can we take that as a people? Can we take that as a country?
It's 250 in 1 week. Now, just recently it was 2 something, and all of a sudden it got 500. Now, a lot of people now, again, a lot of people they asking the people to stay home in quarantine. Last night I saw somebody send a photo, to the Instagram now that the home confined. Now, tell me something. All right, they test positive. You supposed to take the people and secure them somewhere else because having them home in the house, it ain't making no sense here. But the house have 5-6 people could get it. Right? So I will always get trouble because when I have something going on, I don't like. Now, where the space? It had a big problem. Where you go put all the people? If we get 300 this week, we're going to nearly 2,000 people will be done with it. And we can't afford a shutdown here.
And one must take into consideration too, my friend, is the cost it is costing taxpayers to house one COVID-19 patient.
Well, we had to do it. If you had according saying, if you had a carry back and shoot them, so be it.
No, hold on, say that again.
No, where I come from, if it's a problem, we get rid of it here. But this is a problem in the making here.
So if it's a cancer, you take out the arm, right? Or you take out the foot?
No. We had people. We had to make hard decisions. In other countries in the world abandon, take the senior citizens and just abandon them here. But they take a policy decision that once you're over 60 years, you warrant help here. They said, when your neighbor house on fire, wet yours.
So
they had a plan, and again, and this whole corona thing, I think we need to widen it with people responsible for supervising this thing here. Right now, what's going on, I think you need to expand that. Bring that. If you had a 41 constituency, find 41 different people to make sure police is saying, all right, you say you're close by, but you know, the grocery man selling all the cut and the back. I'm telling you, it's wrong. I involved it. Just go around the grocery.
That's a fact.
Saturday, I was in a favorite watering hole of mine. I was coughing on a cool one. And a friend of mine told me, but Jag, say what? I wouldn't make no money. They will go by the grocery and buy the alcohol and carry it home. Yeah, you understand?
No, you see, all right. Look, this weekend, this morning I read in the Powerbulls, people cancel the race to Tobago, which is good news. Now, I'm a big cricket fan, and it still wonder me why we persist to go through this cricket for. Why? It are other more important things to see about. Right? Now, here we go play cricket, all over the world go see cricket. But why are you wasting so much money and energy in this thing for? We have a big lingering problem with Trinidad ourselves. Well, forget them. We are banned. Sad to say we are banned. Am I correct? As I say, my suggestion is we widen the net, bring more people on board, and see what get the police and the army. No, nobody about bringing out the army. That's what the army there for. They enforce it, make sure all the proprietors. But it always have a unique way to beat the system, and we always be trying to beat in the system. And the system right now, Corona beating with our frazzle.
No, but apart from beating the system, this is not like breaking a law and being fined, you know.
Yeah.
This is about not adhering to public health guidelines. You can also be fined, but you are also putting your life at risk. That is the point I want to drive home. Risking your life and that of others.
That's right.
The fellow who get the paper saying that he test positive, he'll have a penalty of $6,000 of jail here. On the form marker, if you don't follow instructors, he will be fined and he possibly could be jailed. So when we hear last laugh, we supposed to go down there and make sure all the children go home. We're going to Maracas, we're going to Corofa, we will last week, go home. And if you don't go home, send you home.
There should not have been a last lap at all.
Yeah. So I hope the authorities enforce it because I think this week is a crucial period. And if we can put some measures in place, we'll be in more trouble. As you want me, the second and third curve coming out, Kenrick.
Yeah, but you know, I thought you was going to compliment me this morning. For 6 weeks now, I have been calling for the wearing of masks to be mandatory.
Kenrick, as I tell you last week, if I could honor Dr. Return you, I do it for public service. No. You from the time it started, you keep harping. What's wrong with Kenrick? But Kenrick, you know, you're not going to drink a beer, but you keep telling people, beware of the curve. Well, the curve straight now down the road. All right, Kenrick, thanks again, man.
Well, thanks, yeah. Well, there are more reasons for you to stay home now, you know, with the Caribbean Premier League. And this is just to my good friend, Bawani. I told you that I will get the information for you, but so Bawani and the listening audience, here it is. This is concerning Nicole, the Caribbean Premier League. Only weekend afternoon games are scheduled for 2:15 p.m.
Okay.
That is weekend games scheduled for 2:15 p.m. So you have a greater opportunity to stay home, Nicole, but don't gather with more than 5 people in your house. All right. Afternoon games during the week would be at 5 p.m.
Right.
So let that sink in. Afternoon games during the week, that is Monday to Friday, is scheduled for 5:30 p.m. All morning games are at 10 o'clock. All morning games. Okay, Nicole?
Okay.
So you have the information there. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Morning again, Kenrick.
Yeah, good morning, Larry. What's happening?
Kenrick, well, as a salesperson, I have just spoken to my supervisor in our work. And the suggestion I made to him was, instead of we coming on the road to visit customers and to put ourselves at risk, because I was just in an establishment where a man walked in the place to buy something and the man said, boss, where your man? He said, wait, we go see about that later. And I watched him. No, that is the attitude, Kenrick.
Citizens of this country again.
So
with that, the man say he'll see about that later?
He said, we go see about that later. And you see that? Kenrick, I young. I want to live and enjoy life. But I came up with a suggestion to my company. Instead of we visiting customers to be out in the field on a daily basis, we are going to use the WhatsApp. We're going to use our phones. We're going to use
telemarketing.
Yes.
That's right. We are going to try to be off the road according to the Minister of Health. You see now, the Prime Minister asked people to follow guidelines. We as a company, we are going to do our best not to be on the road as often as before, because we do not know who has this virus, who came in contact with people who were tested positive. We don't know. So we now have to make sure that we safeguard ourselves, our company, and even our customers. Because here, what Kenrick? After listening to a man in a little Sugoshi just now in Grandy, Kenrick, these people must get this virus. You know why? I am afraid to say, bring it on. All they get the virus, and all they go sit down in a hospital there and cry because they are listening, Kenrick.
So if they're not listening, what is the hope? What is the hope for us if people are not listening?
Well, they're going to feel, They will feel.
Let me tell you something, Kenrick. I had a relative in America who died from COVID-19. He spoke to me the night before he died. Right? And when he died, his mother called me in the morning and told me he passed away. And she couldn't get to go to his funeral. They cremated him next morning. Right? And she told me that all his belongings, the company that he worked for, Bank of America, has gathered his stuff and sent it via the mail services that they have. And let me tell you something, Kenrick. To be around, to know that you have a family member who you cannot see for the last time, or be there for them for the last time, it's something that you have to experience for yourself and to understand. And this virus, we do not have a vaccine. We don't have a medication for it. Now the question lies is this, Kenrick. All these people that was discharged from Trinidad and Tobago Health Facility who were tested positive for COVID-19, is the Ministry of Health and the CMO having tests on these people regularly to see that if the virus pops back in them. I'll tell you why I said that, Kenrick. Last week, Thursday, on WION in Wuhan, China, people who had the virus in the early stages, who recovered from it, came back with the said virus, worse than before. So you see now, we have to be on the lookout if this virus have different stages. That's the reason I'm asking the question last week. What stage, if the CMO could answer, what stage of the virus does we have?
All right, well, you opening a can of worms here. I'll tell you why. Apart from the responsibility of the government of the day, by extension the Ministry of Health, as a citizen of this country, you have to be responsible too. That is, if you would have tested positive for COVID-19, you would have been quarantined and all the measures would have been taken. You remain at home and further quarantine yourself for 14 days also too. And if you do develop symptoms again, well then, you call the Ministry of Health and by extension, visit a health center. The responsibility is yours. And let me make a call here again. I think, Nicole, that the Ministry of Health should embark on a campaign. That is to demonstrate to the people of Trinidad and Tobago the effects COVID-19 has on a patient,
Yes.
the way a patient suffer, the trauma that patient goes through on a daily basis as a result of COVID-19, to further signal to the people of Trinidad and Tobago why this matter should not be treated lightly. Let's take another caller on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5.
Good morning, Kenrick. And who's there with you?
Nicole is with me this morning, Chris.
Good morning, Nicole.
Good morning.
Kenrick,
Mhm.
there's no health department and no government could stop this virus.
Nicole, I agree with you.
The people have to take action.
That's right.
We, the people, have to do what is necessary not to contract the virus, and that is the only way we can beat the virus.
And you see, the people are expecting that the government of the day to legislate for everything. I have been calling over 6 weeks now for mask wearing to be mandatory. Fine, it may have come a bit late, but what I'm saying is moral suasion. Do what is right.
And the only reason why you have to make it mandatory is because we're too hardened. We wouldn't do what is necessary to prevent the thing.
I mean, you cannot legislate for people to wash their hands and observe the proper hygiene. You cannot legislate for that.
When government have to legislate, it tells us that we are not doing what we're supposed to do, and the law is coming to force us to do what we're supposed to do. And if we want to go that way, well, we will stand the consequences.
Well, Chris, are you prepared to stand the consequences? Not me, you know.
May see me? I home, you know.
Uh-huh.
That virus I can't catch me in my house, you know. Thank you.
All right, Chris. Well, thank you very much for your contribution here with me this morning. Well, for the next 30 days or so, Nicole,
yes,
there's greater reason for people who wanted to stay home with the Caribbean Premier League. Look at television and so on. Spend some time with your son and daughter.
That's a good reason for them to
stay home. Stay home, people. Stay home. If you do not have to be outside there in the public, stay home. This is what the Ministry of Health has been saying for the longest
Because we are
while.
at community spread. So
Yes,
you
it is.
don't know who has the virus and who doesn't. So you need to be very, very careful of where you go and who you interact with.
And first of all, let me compliment all our staffers as of this morning.
Yes.
All our staffers would have, done what is responsible by wearing masks.
Masks and sanitizing, checking themselves.
I'm speaking to you now, but as soon as I come out of the studio, I've got my mask on and I sanitize my hands and so on.
Mine is right here.
Understand? So we're trying to observe all of the guidelines
Yes.
as outlined by the Ministry of Health. It's a very serious thing, Nicole. But on another note, a question I've been asked, Nicole, when this new government will be installed?
Wow.
When this new government will be installed?
That's a really good question, huh?
Yeah, because at the end of the day, the government of the day still continues to function. But we had an election last week, and from all appearances, or based on the preliminary results and official results coming from the Election and Boundaries Commission, the PNM would have won 22 seats.
That's right.
The question begs to be asked now, when this new administration will be installed. Well, that can only be installed after the Election and Boundaries Commission would have communicated with President Paula May Weeks that so-and-so would have taken place. Then the Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley, will have to appoint his cabinet.
Hopefully sometime this week. And if you would have listened on Saturday, he said that there are some new faces that will be seen in the cabinet.
Well,
some ministers have retired. I wonder who.
Yeah, well, my understanding is a report circulating that Dr. Nyan Gadsby Dolly may be the new Minister of Education. Maybe the new Minister of Education. Note that our good friend, Uncle
Anthony Garcia
is no longer with us. When I say no longer with us, no longer in the politics of Trinidad and Tobago.
It's left to be seen, like I said, who will be there and who will not be there.
And there are rumors also circulating, or reports circulating, that Keith Scotland could be the new Attorney General. Where Faris Arroyo will go is another question.
That was a serious...
I know. No, where Faris Arroyo will go, well, that's another question altogether. But we're just speculating here this morning.
Yes.
Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Morning, Ms. Nicole. Morning, Mr. Kenneth.
Good morning, friend. How are you?
We missed the program yesterday. You didn't have any program yesterday morning.
Yesterday morning? No, well, that program was only geared for election 2020. Hello? Hello?
Yeah, we missed the program. I got a program yesterday morning.
Yeah, well, I mean, as I said.
Election,
yeah, well, you watching and see what happened yesterday. We come about the financial day. Well, you see it going in favor of the UNC. We got a 2021 and one majority government.
Well,
It's how it goes.
you expect
Yeah,
that?
and the only thing is, I find the people but the Prime Minister announced that thing immediately. I said, look what happened yesterday.
Yes.
Who's running on the beach all about?
And this is the point I've been trying to drive home all morning. It should have been done with immediate effect, knowing the behavior.
No, the last time when you did it in immediate effect, they say some people say they didn't get a chance to organize and this and that. And
But
now
what
when
do they
do it
need
in
to
immediate
organize, though? What do they?
Well,
what
no,
is
that-
possible?
So I know it's like, that was really responsible yesterday, man. Also, that we flocked to all the beaches and thing. I mean,
And the health minister
and-
said, "Don't flog the bars." He should have said, "Don't flog the
Well,
bars,
yeah,
the
well, I
beaches,
thought that
everything."
balance. All I know this thing, imagine this thing had no cure. So imagine if it had that, what they have done.
But
Because
you-
they had
you-
no known cure.
but
They
you-
call them getting on.
Well, you know, there was a situation in one bar in San Fernando, in South Trinidad, where the bar owner, it was an open policy. An open bar. Drink as much as you want because he do not want to have
Really?
old stock on his hand. Yeah. So giving away
I didn't know that, man. I could have go down there, organize that thing.
giving away beers.
Yeah, I enjoy it, eh, man.
All right,
I'll
my
call
friend.
that.
All right, thank you very much. No, I mean it's look. We may treat this as being a frivolous matter, but it is not. It is not. 11 persons would have died as a result of the
Yes.
coronavirus. We got
And that was 3 deaths over the weekend,
Yeah.
from Friday to Sunday.
and world reports are saying that 1% of the population of the world
Yes.
could die as a result of coronavirus. I don't want to be a stat. I don't want to be part of that stat. So I'm going to try to
Do what
to
is
observe
necessary.
all of the necessary
That's right.
health protocols. I mean, I can only do so much, protect myself. But if you, the other people outside there, are not too interested in protecting yourself, well, then you're putting my life at risk. Let's don't put each other's lives at risk. Behave, people. Behave in a particular way. Sanitize. Wear your mask when you're in the public. Let's take this call on the line. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
So you haven't known that's a party, Kenrick?
Say that?
You haven't known that's a party?
Well, there was one over the weekend that the police had to
Right.
intervene in. Yes.
And I hear doing any commentary on that.
Is that a
Because-
party?
Would you
Yeah,
believe
the
I was
Zesta
just
party.
about to mention that, and you just...
And you know what, Kenrick? Let me say this now. I
No,
jump
no,
in the
no,
gun.
no, hold on. You know, this measure announced by the Prime Minister on Saturday burst a lot of people bubble. No pun intended in the word.
Yes.
Because a number of people were planning limes and
But the thing
gatherings
is,
and so on for CPL.
But the thing is, gatherings were limited,
Mhm.
and yet still people saw it fit to go out there and have huge gatherings at the beaches, disaster parties, at the bars. So they weren't adhering to the guidelines to begin with.
Okay, Kenrick, I have a question to ask.
No,
Can I jump in the gun?
but hold on. Let me provoke you a bit further, Larry. This is not a good time to die, eh? You won't have much people at your funeral.
10 only, yeah?
Huh?
Kenrick, I'm not so popular, don't worry.
It might be a good time to get married, though.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, it go cost it cheaper.
Yeah, quite true, yeah.
Stand up in the ward office and call it off and go for your honeymoon home.
Mhm.
Kenrick, listen, I want to ask a question. The Prime Minister said that he's going to make mask wearing mandatory by Monday morning. Okay? He said he's talking to the Attorney General to get a special legislation get through so that wearing a mask could be a law in this country. The initiative is wonderful, but he has not give us any kind of clue what fine on first offense, second offense, or what the case may be. Now, I, as I said before, I'm in the Grand area, and I'm overwhelmed to tell you this, Kenrick. I think before the week is over, the Prime Minister will make an announcement to go back to where we were before.
Why? Why are you saying that, Larry?
Kenrick, I am on the field, and I'm watching people in their faces, and I can see the entire face. Nobody's covering their nose or their mouth.
You know what? Hold on. You would have missed what the Prime Minister would have said. He said, look, if people do not behave in a particular way and the figures continue to climb, there will be further restrictions, further movement.
And that is the reason why I jump in the gun. Because if you told people over the weekend, I am going to make mask mandatory by Monday, I mean people who have correct thinking mind will get up from their home to go to work this morning knowing that they have to have a mask on in general public, right? If you're home or if you're in your vehicle by yourself, fine. You don't have to have on a mask, right? Because you're in your vehicle by yourself. But I saw taxis this morning going up the highway. People full to capacity, Kenrick. No mask, not even the driver. I'm Grandy. I'm watching people not having on their mask. I'm in business places, people coming without mask, and the business owners still selling them. So that tells me that if we get 30, 40 cases again this week, the Prime Minister will have to give a press conference and go back to the way we were. And he said, you know what? We are not in a fit place to manage the financial aspect of locking down the country.
All right, hold
and
on.
I don't think people understand that.
Hold on. You know what this is telling us is that people, here it is, you have a measure that 100 kilometers is the speed limit on the nation highway, yes?
Good.
People continue to drive over that, yes?
Yes.
They are not prosecuted. They are not let's say warned or not given tickets and what have you. They continue to behave recklessly.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But that's okay. That's okay because you can be fined $1,000 or so. But this is a different measure altogether. This is about your health and putting the nation's health at risk.
Good.
So you do not have to wait on the police officer to prosecute you. Behave your bloody self.
Then my question is, if this legislation do pass in a short space of time to come by midday,
hold on. Like a friend asked me yesterday, so they have to call Parliament to bring this legislation and have it be debated. I said, no, my friend. All this need is a stroke of the Prime Minister's signature and the signature of the Attorney General, and that's it.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. So wait, Kendrick. Now, Gary Griffith, instead of fighting crime, he has to look for people now wearing masks.
Mm-hmm.
And that is taking up more resources, more time, more energy from the TTPS when we should have had them down on the borders, locking down the borders, looking for people coming in with birds and animals and rotten cheese and all kind of things like what I saw on Facebook last night.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean, I'm talking it as it is.
Yes.
Because Kendrick, the Prime Minister knows the type of people that Trinidad and Tobago citizens are. He knows that. And he's giving us a warning, but people not taking that. We are going to be in a financial grip in this country if we decide to go back down from when we first started the pandemic with imported cases, Kendrick, and it will not be nice. You will see people losing their jobs more. You will see more people do not have food to put on the table, and they're going to have maybe, who knows, looting. I don't know. I'm seeing that people not listening, Kendrick, and we're going to go to that way.
All right,
and
Larry.
it's frightening.
Well, I hear you, Larry. I mean, I cannot speak more about it. I've been talking on this matter for the longest while. And those of you who would be fair would acknowledge that I have been calling for the wearing of masks to be mandatory about 6 weeks now. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 975. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
And good morning to you, friend. What's happening?
Well, I just want to make a comment here about this. Not the election, but this COVID-19. People don't seem to grasp what this thing is. This thing will wipe out this country now for now. People, I must thank the government so far for handling it the way they did. And we need to put on a more strenuous laws here. These people who are not wearing masks endangering me, endangering everybody. And when you talk to them, they want to cuss and they want to fight. Now, I want to know something. If I am in, say, establishment, and somebody walk in there with a dookie-damn attitude, and I tell them about their mask, hey, you want to kill everybody in here? And they come up with that, the arrogant and the ways, and I put a licking on that guy, what would the law say? For threatening every other body in life inside of there. I don't know. The government needs to tell the police, as they see them without a mask, a ticket for $1,000, $1,000 to start with. But there's Trinidadians who like to obey rules. They will go to another country and obey every rule they have. They won't even trust to get back on the road. But here, you're threatening people's life. This is not something like it's a flu. This is not no flu. This is your pain with your life. And you will kill other people too. Time, Trinidadian, wake up, please. Just wake up and do the right thing. Don't spread this thing around. Like I say, I've been home since January. The furthest I ever go is Marabella in the grocery. That's it. Thank you.
Okay, friend. Well, thank you. Well, you should be commended for your attitude and behavior. And this is what the Prime Minister is saying. If you do not have to be out in the public, well, don't be out in the public. Stay at home. Stay at home. Come out only when it is necessary to do so. you're putting people's lives at risk, and you're also putting your lives at risk. I mean, I cannot impress upon you again how important it is that as a people we adhere to all of the guidelines. Now here it is, the Prime Minister now have to make it mandatory for you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, to wear masks. Note that bars will still be open.
Yes.
But there's no in-house drinking. You cannot go by the bar by the counter, Nicole, and order a round of beer
And sit
down and cough it down. You can buy it and get out. Not even on the compound you'll be allowed to gather. Casinos too are closed.
Casinos are closed,
Yeah.
yes.
Cinemas are closed. Gyms are closed. Recreational parks are closed. Beaches are closed. School closed, except of course on Thursday for common entrance,
Yes.
rather the secondary entrance assessment examination. And by all expectation, school may be open sometime in the new year.
Yes.
Sometime in the new year. I'm saying maybe. So teachers, all you have some more additional time on all your hands at home.
Plenty vacation.
Be productive. Be very, very productive. No, I mean, this is a very serious matter. And I agree with the Prime Minister. The country do not have the necessary resources to, for more so in the health system, to accommodate or care for thousands and thousands of COVID-19 patients. We will be overwhelmed with the situation. And we cannot take these patients and put them in the other health system, that is in the public hospitals and what have you, to commingle with patients who are seeking medical care there. Anyway, let's go to some commercials here this morning, Nicole, and when we come back, we'll continue with our discussion. 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. Stay with us here.
Visit Eddie's Pharmacies Limited newest location inside JTA Supermarket, C3 Center, Current Village, San Fernando. They offer blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, and pregnancy testing, as well as all pharmaceutical products and over-the-counter drugs, along with CDAP prescriptions. Sagicor Carry Care International Medical Card, Guardian Life Provider Card, and Republic Bank points are all accepted at their 3 locations of Eddie's Pharmacy Limited. RS Building, Rocha Douglas Road, Barrackpore, GN Building in Pinal, and C3 Center, Current Village, San Fernando.
This is Samaru Ramru inviting you on a journey down memory lane with enchanting songs on the program Nightline. Mondays to Thursdays, 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Let your heart sing along with the music on U975 FM, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio.
Let's talk Guyana. Join me, Irma Ratan Singh, as I bring you news, updates, information, culture, and traditions of Guyana. Let's talk Guyana, Mondays to Thursdays, just after the 10 a.m. news headlines on U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio.
Greeting in the wonderful name of Jesus. My name is Bishop Kelvin Khan from Endurance Ministry International. Our new location is in Railway Road, Londonville. You can tune into 97.5 every Sunday morning from 6 a.m. till 8. Tell your nanny and your nana, your chachi, your chacha, your grandpa, your grandma. We need to pray for our nation. God bless you. Thank you.
It's the talk of the town. It's Talk It Talk on U975 FM, Monday to Thursday from 6 to 9 p.m. So join me, your host Mukesh Baburam, on a 3-hour journey guaranteed to take your stress away. Remember, Monday to Thursday, right here on U975 FM.
Yes, indeed, and welcome back to 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. We'll be talking about COVID-19, the impact it is having on Trinidad and Tobago, and more so these new restrictions as outlined by the Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley. And people have been calling on the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, Nicole, to enforce the law, ensure that people do not gather and so on. But one must take into consideration too, Nicole, that police officers are human beings.
Yes,
they
are.
have families too. They too are exposing themselves. And you have some information you want to share with us, yes?
Officers of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, they are being affected by COVID-19 because they would have been connected to somebody who would have tested positive, and a lot of them are in quarantine at this time. You know, even just recently, the Princess Town Police Station would have had to close to sanitize. Besson Street Police Station got 2 waves of it, two different officers. Then even the Trinidad and Tobago Prison Service had 3 officers who would have tested positive. There was a prisoner that actually tested positive. So the protective services as well, I think a Coast Guard as well. So even though you are calling out these different services, if let's just say one officer tests positive, then the entire station and everybody that came into contact with the officer would have to be in quarantine. Then it would mean that there's a shortage of manpower at these stations.
Yes.
So those are the different things we also have to take into consideration. So Kenrick, in the end of it all, and it's us as citizens of Trinidad and Tobago who have the responsibility to do what is right. We don't need the police to come behind us and say you have to do this and you have to do that. We are all intelligent people, right-thinking individuals. Why can't we do the right thing? Why we had to rush to Maracas Beach or Manzanola Beach yesterday? Why did we have to go to rush to the bars to get one last drink? It was you're not going to die, but the way you behave yesterday, more than likely you might just end up dead.
Yeah, well, point taken.
Stupid.
Point taken. And there's a report circulating this morning that some police officers who are, let's say, calling or rather attempting to get what you call a sick leave from the TTPS. They are saying that they are being refused, but according to Gary Griffith, he's saying that is not true. The authorities are saying, Nicole and Shiva, that if you are unwell, if you are sick, please stay at home. Because if you don't, the chances of you spreading that virus to others within the environment, I do think that you really want to take those chances.
Yeah, but there are some instances where persons are saying that they are not feeling well and they're using COVID as an excuse to stay away as well.
Well, of course, as a people, that's how we behave.
Yes.
We sometime I remember when...
I would say don't cry wolf, huh?
Yeah, I remember the Prime Minister would have said, I given all the time to stay home. Where's the rush? Why all they want to come back to out of work? All to stay home, all to still getting pay. Stay home if you are sick. This is what the Prime Minister would have said. This is what the Minister of Health would have said. And I am sure, Nicole, based on what would have transpired yesterday at some beaches and some watering holes, that we will have a spike in increase in cases in the coming weeks.
But in recent weeks, they would have traced cases to bars. And Dr. Avery Hines would have stated that at one of the press conferences, or maybe 1 or 2 of the press conferences. So it goes to show that in what would have happened within those, back then and then now, with people rushing to these bars and rushing to these beaches. You need to be mindful of these things.
I made a statement a couple of months ago, and I questioned the rationale why cinemas ought to be opened.
Yes.
I know some people will be impacted; they will lose their jobs.
Yes.
But in order to have a job, you must be alive.
That's right.
And I question why cinemas ought to have been opened. Because here it is. If you love movies, you can look at a movie at home.
Netflix?
Yeah, you could look at a movie. You do not have to go to the cinema, thereby exposing yourself and exposing others to the virus. Now, a decision has been taken by the Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley, on Saturday that cinemas will be closed.
Yes.
Stay home. You can look at television. Do something productive.
Read a book.
Now, I have in front of me. Now, one of the other challenge that I think that the people of Trinidad and Tobago will face is public transport.
Yes.
Public transport. And I know the greed for money, especially among maxi taxi drivers and taxi drivers. Some of them will not adhere to the guidance.
Well, the Maxi Taxi Association is asking that they relook the decision to have them operate at 50% capacity and consider 60% capacity instead. So We'll wait to see what response the government will have.
So
with
what's
regards to
the
that.
difference between 50% and 60%? What's the big difference? Is about social distancing.
Yes.
It's about in gathering in mass. This is what the government of the day are asking you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, to do. PTSC operating at 50%.
50%.
You must wear a mask before you get
Yes.
on board on the bus.
Well, the maxi drivers are also saying that
Yeah.
persons must wear masks. But I mean, there would be the drivers who will just allow people to slip by. Just as taxi drivers, they will allow persons to slip by without the mask because
But-
they want to make the dollar, right?
But hold on, allowing that one person to slip by, Nicole, you're risking
That's
every
right.
passenger on board,
That's right.
by that one person slipping by.
That's right.
So I'm making an appeal to maxi taxi drivers and taxi drivers. Please ensure you're operating at 50% capacity. We are all in this together. Don't talk about losing money. You could only make money if you're alive. When you're dead, you can't make money. So observe the guidance. 50%, more so at PTSC. Wear your mask. 50% capacity. This is what the government of the day is hoping to achieve. And if we do not adhere to these guidelines, the Prime Minister would have said, greater restrictions will be coming.
Yes. And another thing we need to consider as well, Kenrick, the Minister of Health would have urged citizens, and we would have seen this at the last time, the last lockdown, that even though we were locked down, persons were having gatherings at their homes, and the Minister urged citizens not to encourage those gatherings at your homes because you never know. You invite somebody for a birthday party and you don't know, they can be carrying the virus and they are in your place, and when they come, everybody around you will be infected. So you have to be mindful of all those things. Stop all home visits.
Well, it's certainly a big disappointment to cricket enthusiasts and
Yes.
cricket lovers and so on, like
Yes.
myself. People who are planning, little
go to
coat
the
and lines or
bars.
home and
Yes.
so on.
Yes.
It's a great disappointment. But you have to
Yes.
look at what is the bigger picture. The bigger picture is protecting yourself, protecting the people of Trinidad
That's right.
and Tobago. Because what's the toll? 552?
Yes, 11 deaths.
And 11 deaths.
11
550
deaths and 11 too many.
And we can expect that figure to increase
Of
during the course of
course,
the day.
of
We can
course, of
expect that.
course.
Stay with us here, 975 FM, hot like pepper. We're climbing up to the 8 o'clock hour. We'll take the 8 o'clock newscast with Irma Ratan Singh. And when we come back, we'll be in the final hour of today's edition of the morning program. You Talk, 975 FM, hot like pepper. Stay with us here.
This is Samaru Ramru inviting you on a journey down memory lane with enchanting songs on the program Nightline. Mondays to Thursdays, 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Let your heart sing along with the music on U975 FM, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio.
To you, Newsday Classifieds. Take Value Optical to be your partner.
I do.
I now pronounce free eye test from Value Optical for Newsday Classified customers. Call the Newsday Classified reps for more information. You may now kiss the bride.
Time has come. New 97.5. Make it your choice. Something for everyone. 975 FM. Music for you. It's all about you.
U97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio.
Power to the listeners.
It is now time for Major News to the Hour, brought to you by Crystal Beverages Company, Super Quality Supermarket, Sheikh Elisha Limited, and the Trinidad and Tobago News Day.
This is the 8 a.m. news. news update on U97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. I am Uma Ratan Singh. Good morning. A number of public health regulations are once again in place in a bid to ease the spread of COVID-19 in the country. The new regulations came into effect as of 6 a.m. today. The new regulations were announced by Prime Minister-elect Dr. Keith Rowley during a media conference over the weekend. Dr. Rowley said if the situation does not improve in the coming weeks, stiffer measures will have to be put in place.
If these activities that we are rolling back here now, if they do not get the level of observance as we expect, and the numbers get far worse even after we've done this, the next situation is to go into more complete closure.
Dr. Rowley warned that shutting down the country once again will have serious implications.
But if that is what we have to do to save lives, we will have to do it. But it may not be with the level of comfort and support that we had in the period before, because there are limited resources within the national community. And we have used up significant portions of that during that period of lockdown. So it behoves every one of us to try and avoid
The voice of Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley. The Ministry of Health, in its clinical update on Sunday afternoon, indicated that the number of active cases of the coronavirus have risen to 401. 600 additional samples have been submitted to CARPHA and UWI site for testing. The additional cases bring the total number of reported cases on Sunday to 55. Coronavirus confirmed cases have risen to 552, with 33 additional cases reported and awaiting laboratory forms to indicate whether the patients are contacts of COVID-19 positive patients or pending epidemiological investigations. The ministry assured that established protocols have been implemented. The latest victim to have died from the deadly coronavirus is a 41-year-old man from South Trinidad. In its 10 a.m. update yesterday, the Ministry of Health said the man had pre-existing medical conditions, and on Friday, 2 people, an elderly woman and a man, died from the virus. Citizens are reminded to wear their masks when going out into public spaces, stay at home when ill, avoid touching their faces, and wash and sanitize hands frequently. And as COVID-19 news continue, virologist Dr. Christopher Ura is warning citizens to take the necessary precautions as thousands of lives can be lost due to the deadly virus. Dr. Ura is urging citizens to wear masks, sanitize, and protect themselves. It is also noted that many employees can contract the deadly disease if they do not wear masks and adhere to all health protocols. Beaches across Trinidad and Tobago were packed with beachgoers over the weekend as they were out to enjoy the best of the last day of sun, sea, and sand, following the closure of all beaches and rivers with immediate effect from today to prevent the community spread of the deadly coronavirus. The temporary closure for a period of 28 days is part of measures announced by the Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley, on Saturday to mitigate the spread of the deadly disease. The ministry advised citizens to take responsibility for their own personal safety. Telecommunications Authority of Trinidad and Tobago head office has been closed for sanitization. This comes after an employee was tested positive for the novel coronavirus. In a statement yesterday, the authority confirmed that confirmed one positive case and gave the assurance that it is still available to serve customers through its online services. The authority's Tobago office remains open for business as usual. Caribbean Airlines will operate on a reduced schedule on the domestic air bridge effective from Wednesday. further passengers' loads will be limited to ensure adherence to public health guidelines. Caribbean Airlines assures inter-island travelers that additional services will be provided to accommodate travelers ahead of the change as of Sunday to Tuesday. The airline has implemented a waiver for the domestic date change fee for tickets purchased until August 30th for travel until September 30th. Meanwhile, all health protocols are in place to ensure the safety of all passengers and crew members and advises travelers to travel only when necessary and ensure all health guidelines are adhered to while traveling. Three people have been detained in connection with the discovery and seizure of produce and birds brought into illegally from Venezuela. The three men are said to be from Rio Claro, Navette, and Mayaro. Around 10:30 a.m. on Saturday morning, police officers attached to Mayaro CID intercepted three vehicles at the Cedar Grove, Mayaro. Upon searching, the officers found birds and other items, including 4 buckets of white cheese kept in unsanitary conditions, around 200 poorly kept picoplat, and several crocus bags of ground provision. A party of game wardens and customs officers are conducting investigations, while charges are expected to be laid against the three men. And as we cross over regionally to Grenada, the Ministry of Education, Human Resource Development, Religious Affairs and Information in Grenada has indicated during the past few months that it has been engaging stakeholders regarding the plans to reopen schools. This ministry previously stated its plan to reopen schools for the Michaelmas term in September using a blended approach to learning that incorporates e-learning and classroom instruction. While there are challenges, this is still the current plan. The ministry will make an official statement to the nation tomorrow to provide further details on the reopening. And switching across globally to the U.S., Death Valley National Park in California has recorded its highest temperature ever recorded on Earth at a heated 130 degrees Fahrenheit. The recording is being verified by the U.S. National Weather Service and comes amid a heat wave on the U.S. West Coast, where temperatures are forecast to rise further this week. The scorching conditions have led to 2 days of blackouts in California after a power plant malfunctioned on Saturday. And on to the weather forecast for today. Trinidad and Tobago will be generally cloudy with showery spells in varying localities and thunderstorms in a few areas. Improvement is expected by late morning, with showery spells occurring in a few areas during the afternoon. Partly cloudy conditions may occur at times with showers in a few areas. Seas will be slight to moderate with waves 2 meters in open waters and less than 1 meter in sheltered areas. Current temperature is 29 degrees Celsius and expected to reach a high of 31 degrees Celsius as the day progresses. And that brings us to the end of the 8 a.m. news on U97.5 FM Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. Join us at 10 a.m. for news update. I am Irma Ratan Singh, wishing you a good morning.
That was Major News to the Hour, brought to you by Crystal Beverages Company, Super Quality Supermarket, Shake Leisure Limited, and the Trinidad and Tobago News Day. A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited of 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. For all your hardware materials from foundation to finish. Not forgetting all your general contracting needs. We have it all at A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited, located at 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. Just call Tiki Ali at 650-2180.
A&S Hardware are wholesalers and retailers of plywood, an assortment of lumber, galvanized pipe, hollow section, and steel. Customers can enjoy special prices on white pine and pitch pine doors.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality unbleached bromate free all-purpose and baker's flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisha Limited 665-3336 or visit us at Warrenville, Canupia. Shiklisha Limited, quality you can trust.
Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited, number 86 Pearville, opposite the TSTT Exchange in Mayaro. We specialize in all types of meats, dry goods, liqueur, beverages, ice, LPG, gas, motor oils, stationery supplies, and photocopying. We also provide rentals of tents and chairs for your every occasion. Come in and take advantage of our specials at reduced prices on liqueur, wholesale, and retail. We are open every day, even on public holidays, for your convenience. TT Post services are available here at Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited of number 86 Pearville, Mayaro, where our friendly staff will be happy to serve you.
U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio is now on Facebook. Like us, follow and share our page. We'll be sharing the latest news, tips and much more. You can also view what's happening in our studio. Find us on YouTube and subscribe to our channel at RCL U975.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality unbleached bromate free all-purpose and baker's flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisha Limited 665-3336 or visit us at Warrenville, Canupia. Shiklisha Limited, quality you can trust.
You can now listen to business news Monday to Fridays at 5 p.m. Get updated on all the latest business developments. Tune in to U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio, where we keep you informed, educated, and entertained. You can now listen to business news Monday to Fridays at 5 p.m. Get updated on all the latest business developments. Tune in to U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio, where we keep you informed, educated, and entertained.
Yes, indeed, and welcome back to 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. Let's go to the lines again. Hello, good morning, and thank you very much for choosing us. Good morning.
Ken,
Yeah, good morning, Chris.
you know, we have a population of adults, like little children, you know. You imagine you're here, okay, we're going to close down the beaches. Everybody want to go and bathe.
No, that reminds me, when the pandemic hit us back in the month of March, everybody run to the groceries. All toilet paper sold out. Toilet paper sold out.
Most of them ain't going to the beach for the whole year.
Uh-huh.
But the here go and lockdown, everybody want to run by the beach.
Take a dip in the
Like
salt.
little children.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes I wonder about my people, you know. This country is really a country that people do. Tell me, what's been going through people's head?
Well, some people say...
Because you're going on lockdown, you're going to run and take a bathe in the sea.
Well, some people say that Trinidad and Tobago is not a real place, you know.
Well, the thing about it is that is not to say that people out there yesterday didn't have it.
Mm-hmm.
So you could go out and expose yourself to it.
Well,
so if you think that you didn't expose yourself by going out yesterday, you actually went out there to look for your own trouble.
Well, no, that's the point I made this morning. Here it is. The measure was announced on Saturday. And yesterday, people flocked to beaches and various watering holes, as though the virus would have been put on hold for Sunday, and the virus will start again today, being Monday.
Yeah, the virus was waiting for them.
Mm-hmm.
And after the whole thing, you come back again. But let them go ahead. As far as I'm concerned, when they had to get it, stay home now. All go and keep it with your own family.
Mm-hmm.
And those spread to the population.
But hold on, Chris. Before you go, I'm reading here with interest. I don't know if it's mischief or so on, but there seems to be, according to the post being shared on social media and what have you, there's this split in the United National Congress where certain MPs are calling on Kamla Persad-Bissessar to step down, and others are saying, well, no, she should hold on to the leadership of the party. You getting that kind of feeling, sentiment being expressed?
Can we tell you something? Before the election, there have been people outside of the UNC influencing people within the UNC. The problem in this country right now is not the PNM, is not the government. It is the UNC itself. Members within the UNC fighting crab in barrel. Before the election, they wanted to get rid of Kamala. Now they want to get rid of she at all costs. As far as I'm concerned, Kamala should hold on. Hold on tight. Don't give up. You have next year is when they're going to go to the polls to see who will be leader. Contest it. Don't turn your back and walk away and allow people from the outside to come back and take over the party. That is the trouble with the. Let me make a statement here. You see the Indian party. The Indian politics is the problem. Too much of Indian and Indianism in the politics of Trinidad and Tobago. You never see this happen in the PNM. Every time an election come around, you have some mashup. They go in and form 10 party. The 10 party want to come together and each person must get a ministry. That has to stop. Kamala Prasad says, hold on, dear lady. Hold on. And who, if you're there, try out. But don't turn your back and walk away. And all who say MPs saying she should go, all they leave now. Leave the woman alone. Thank you.
All right, Crystal. Thank you very much for your contribution here with me this morning. Well, I remarked to my colleagues here this morning, people, that is Nicole and Shiva, that this claim being made or reports circulating that there's this split in the United National Congress as to some members elect are making a move to oust her from the party, also rather to oust her as leadership. It reminds me of that ongoing fight between Basdev Pandey and Rafiq Shah. I think it was in the late 1970s or 1980s, where Rafiq Shah would have, gathered certain names on a paper and wanting to present it to the president at that time for him to be appointed as the opposition leader. It just goes to show the infighting in politics. I just thought I'd mention that to you this morning. Note that it is expected that this week that President Paula May may call on Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley to form a new cabinet based on reports that we are seeing in front of us. Let's take this call on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 975.
And don't forget recently with Dukran was the political leader of the party. But they do a letter and they had Kamala Prasad as leader of the opposition in the parliament. So this is the Indian politics all the time. They could never get together and do things the right way. It's always this one put in that way, that one put in next way. As far as I'm concerned, run them who can come and stand up and get together.
Because
give them for the party.
Social media is showing. Thank you very much, Chris. Social media this morning is showing Rushton Pare, Dr. Rudal Munilal, David Lee, and some other Rudinat Indra Singh, supporting. And this is according to social media, not facts, supporting the removal of Kamala Prasad Bisesa as a leader of the party. Let's take this call on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 975. Good morning.
Morning, Mr. Kenneth. Morning, Shanada Bego again. Morning, Mrs. Nicole.
Good morning.
Yeah, Mr. Kenneth. At this point in time, we have the COVID facing the country. We have the government to be sworn in. And if you all have any problem with your leader at this point in time, we need to get all these items of business on board, let the country swear in, and let's decide how we're going to tackle these issues like the COVID. If I'm at all right now, the opposition needs to have some suggestions as the government have their whatever they have in place, and we need to have some assistance suggestions from the opposition because we have a budget ahead of us, which I think nobody knows we're going to face the budget because with the COVID expense, we don't have any balance sheet on what the COVID expense is like and all of that. So at this point in time, for you all to be rumbling over a changing leader, that's practical right now. Let's let the country settle down, let the government swear in, and get these issues on the table, and next year when you all have a election, you'll have enough time to sort out that with another side. But at the end of the day, the among issues facing us right now, critical issues. One issue, the COVID threatening our life, and the finances are all threatening people right now. There are people out of job this morning with the measures that we have to implement over the weekend. Right? No fault of anybody on. It's a worldwide pandemic. I think we have to band together and assist Trinidad and Tobago going forward. That is my healthy suggestion at this point in time. Anything you want to?
No. I'm just listening to you. No. Despite
yeah, that is my
hold on.
point in time.
But these are this is very challenging time because here it is. You must have an effective opposition to challenge the government of the day, and if the opposition is split down the middle, well then that's a cause for concern.
You know what I'm saying? You study about who will lead all at this point in time, and we need to. Keep it going. But this is the first time in a long time since. When by the only other government that had that continuation, I think was Mr. Basu Pandey and the government ended up shutting down after about 2 years. I think the government had fallen apart. When Mr. was Sudama and Ramesh was involved and had left. So at this point in time, you have a government continuing a continuation after 5 years and a lot of people seem to be disgruntled. At least about half the master of the people. So they need to get on the business and let's keep the government, let's call the government to account. Lose or win, you better call them to account at this point in time, and you need to pack yourself together and think, harness the strings, and let's go forward.
All right, my friend.
We don't have any room for that right now in China. Right now, the crisis we're in right now, we have any room for that right now.
All right, my friend. Well, thank you very much.
That's my suggestion right now. Bye.
Yeah, thanks very much for your contribution here with me this morning. Well, yes, the recount is ongoing today for that constituency, St. Joseph. That constituency was challenged by Aloy Hunt of the United National Congress. And when a determination is made by the EBC as to who is the official winner of that seat, well, then they will alert such to President Ptolemy Weeks. And Ptolemy Weeks, the president, will call on Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley to form the next government of Trinidad and Tobago. And as I told Nicole this morning, reports are circulating that Attorney General Faris Al-Rawi may lose his work. Keith Scotland could be the new Attorney General. That's based on reports we are hearing. Eh? Nicole, you wanted to make a point? Go ahead. I got you stunned. All right. So we're moving on into our conversation. 23 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock. That time check came to you to the kind courtesy of a radio 975 FM, hot like a pepper. Well, yes, I don't know, Nicole, whether the Ministry of Health will be hosting any
Yes, they will be having a media conference today at 11 a.m.
At 11 a.m.
Yes.
Well, let's just hope that there are not more restrictions coming from the Minister of Health.
The public health guidelines they are out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually going through them now as we speak. Going through some of them, and of course, I just wanted to make mention of the fact that they said no seated dining at restaurants and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
However, they're saying that you're not allowed to have roadside consumption of any product provided by a street vendor selling food. So that means you can't stand by the doubles man or by the gyro man or whoever to eat what you buy.
We now get into the specifics.
Yes. So this is just something I wanted to make mention of because people might think no dining in, but I could stand on the side of the road and still have something.
So let's get it clear. If you buy a doubles, you buy a burger or so on,
yes,
you cannot consume it.
No.
You have to go home.
No, you have to go home.
Oh my Lord. Go ahead, Nicole.
Some other things coming out of it, of course. Establishments, all business establishments shall be open until 10 p.m. every day, unless permitted by the minister. Of course, bars will be open from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day, unless permitted by the minister. And during the period specified, persons who provide public transport in motor vehicles shall not carry in the motor vehicle more than half the number of passengers for which your motor vehicle is licensed to carry. So we have to be mindful of that. So even if you're going to sit in a taxi that actually have, you see that the drivers are filling half capacity, then you have the option to get out of that vehicle. And I think it might be the smarter thing to do than argue with the driver, because some persons may want to stand and challenge these drivers. I think it would be smart of you to get out of the vehicle.
Well, while you have that capacity, when I say capacity,
yes,
while you have that measure in place, note also too that you must wear a mask. Your mask
yes,
wearing is mandatory.
Yes.
Yeah.
And very important to note, if you need to get tested for coronavirus, please if you need to go to a public laboratory, make sure that it is certified by the Ministry of Health and CARPHA. And to date, there's only one lab. I don't have the name of the lab, but there's only one lab. Other than that, you need to go to the hospitals or to the regional health authorities, the health centers where testing is being done, and get your tests done there. So please don't go to any private lab and tell yourself you're getting tested for the coronavirus, because each private lab that actually does a test, the ones that are certified, they have to forward all of their
results
reports
to the ministry,
to the CMO.
Yeah.
So please be mindful of that as well.
And let me just add, if you fail as a private lab to share information with the relevant authorities, in this respect, the Ministry of Health, you could be fined. Yes.
Yes, you can be fined, and you can be fined. Let me find that. I saw that somewhere here. I think it's up to $50,000. Yes, and imprisonment for a term of 6 months. So please, people, adhere to the public health guidelines. Of course, the Prime Minister did mention that the police will be enforcing the law. They will be taking the necessary steps to ensure that people do what they have to do. But at the same time, please bear in mind that the police service also is being affected. So do the right thing.
Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning to you.
Morning. Can I comment on the political leader issue of UNC?
Yeah. And I know you're very political, Go ahead.
Right. I heard Chris' view, right? I mean, every person entitled to his view. I mean, my personal view, she should tender her signature. But that's a matter for the party and its MPs and the. But what I have a serious problem with the political leader UNC, in the most trying time of her party and her supporters, she has been upset. If you got defeated, but a lot of your supporters took it at heart. I have good people really take it personally. It has been difficult for them losing the election.
Well, I haven't heard from Bank Villagers yet,
Right. And Big.
No, I heard from Big last week.
Okay. But my point about it, the mark of a true leader would be to come out in times of crisis and rally with your troops, and give them support, moral support, even in the worst times. All people. That is why they tell you, when a ship is sinking, the captain has to be the last person to exit or plane. You have to be there for the people. Where has this political leader been for the last week? You understand? I mean, that in itself tells me you're not fit to lead. You're not fit to lead, because this is the time you should have come out, make yourself public, come out and share some concerns with you. Don't sit down, don't hide behind the walls of your home. All right, take care.
All right, my friend. Well, thank you very much for your contribution here with me this morning. Now note, before an opposition leader is announced, that opposition leader must command the majority of the members of parliament on the other side.
Yes.
If you do not command the majority or if the majority do not support you as the opposition leader or leader of the party, well then we in some real challenging time. Go ahead.
We're already seeing her MPs elect about voicing their support towards her. And I don't know if you would have noticed over the past few days, you would have seen a number of these constituencies and a number of those persons who elected were issuing press releases stating that they do support their leader. So I'm guessing that she does have the support from her.
Well, that's why I'm asking this morning.
From her team.
I don't know whether it is mischief being bandied about outside.
Yes.
I would imagine it is mischief.
Yes.
Where they're saying at least about 4 members elect of the UNC are not in favor of Kamala Prasad Bisesa as the opposition leader or as the leader of the party. No, leader of the party and opposition leader is two different things altogether. But these 4 people do not, or rather they are not lending their support to her.
Yes.
That's based on what social media is saying.
Right.
Go ahead.
Well, on Saturday, the United National Congress would have hosted a media conference, and of course, she was not there. And questioned about it, the public relations officer for the party, Anita Haynes, well, she said that there was no need for Mrs. Prasad Bisesa to be a public spectacle. And I'm quoting what she said here. Our party system is set up where we have, and I have raised this at the last press conference, an appointment of a public relations officer. I think everybody here is well aware that it is my job to treat with the press. So Anita Haynes, of course, is saying it is her job to deal with the press and to sit at press conferences as opposed to the political leader. But, you know, of course, people want to see Mrs. Prasad Bisesa. They want to hear her, you know.
Well, Mike already is right. Within the last week, we have not heard much or seen much from Kamla Prasad Bisesa, the political leader of the United National Congress.
And of course, she said that the political leader is functioning as normal.
All right, folks, we need to take a commercial break at this time. It's just about 8:30 here in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. And that time check came to you through the kind courtesy of Radio 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. Stay with us here. We'll be right back after these messages from our studio in Couva in Central Trinidad. 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper.
Electrical Supplies Limited of Southern Main Road, Cunupia. For all your plumbing and electrical supplies, water heaters, filters and water pumps. Plus all parts for Gould, Pentax and Leo pumps. Choose from leading brands such as Cooper, Varma, BTCino, Leviton and General Electric. Call 665-6954 for more information. K-Wise Electrical Supplies Limited of Southern Main Road, Cunupia.
This is Samaru Ramru inviting you on a journey down memory lane with enchanting songs on the program Nightline. Mondays to Thursdays, 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Let your heart sing along with the music on U975 FM, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio.
It's the talk of the town. It's Talk It Talk on U975 FM, Monday to Thursday from 6 to 9 p.m. So join me, your host, Mukesh Baburam, on a 3-hour journey guaranteed to take your stress away. Remember, Monday to Thursday, right here on U975 FM.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality unbleached bromate free all-purpose and baker's flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisha Limited 665-3336 or visit us at Warrenville, Cunupia. Shiklisha Limited, quality you can trust.
Greeted in the wonderful name of Jesus. My name is Bishop Kelvin Khan from Endurance Ministry International. Our new location is in Railway Road, Londonville. You can tune into 97.5 every Sunday morning from 6 a.m. till 8. Tell your nanny and your nana, your chachi, your chacha, your grandpa, your grandma. We need to pray for our nation. God bless you. Thank you.
You can now listen to business news Monday to Fridays at 5 p.m. Get updated on all the latest business developments. Tune in to U975 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio, where we keep you informed, educated, and entertained.
Jyoti's Puja Store is your one-stop puja store for all puja, wedding and cremation materials. Also available books, mithai and murtis made to order. Visit Jyoti's Puja Store today and be greeted with the kindest and most courteous staff with best prices and secured parking. Jyoti's Puja Store located at 542 Southern Main Road, Chase Village, Shigwanas. Contact 671-3849.
A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited of 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. For all your hardware materials from foundation to finish. Not forgetting all your general contracting needs. We have it all at A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited, located at 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. Just call Tiki Ali at 650-2180.
A&S Hardware are wholesalers and retailers of plywood, an assortment of lumber, galvanized pipe, hollow section, and steel. Customers can enjoy special prices on white pine and pitch pine doors.
Yes, welcome back to 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. We're climbing up to the hour of 9, just about 25 minutes here to the hour of 9 o'clock. And that time check came to you through the kind courtesy of radio 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. At the top of the hour, you will be in the company with the Bees Hi-Fi. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning. Yeah, Kimoti. Are you going good? You survive, yes? Mm-hmm.
Well,
Well,
I want to go to the and I go wear a mask, telling me why you take a job. I said, why you up to one? Hey, all of them take the I can't spend the till we have it. And they won't listen, boy, they won't listen. And they close to them. I got to go and tell me, I can see go and tell me. She can't go. I told you can't go. They're going here.
You heard what Kimoti said? She said she went somewhere and she sat next to someone who looked like the Venezuelan woman. She asked the Venezuelan woman to shift a bit to accommodate her. The Venezuelan woman said she's not going to do that. Kimoti asked the Venezuelan woman, what happened? You're born and living here, what?
As you're speaking about Venezuelan, this morning when I got up, I received some videos of some Venezuelans, some Venezuelan women having a fight. It's what it appears to be outside a bar, and indications are saying outside a bar in Maribel. I was just checking it. I was like, okay. Then.
Interesting.
Very much so.
Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Good morning again. Okay. I just want to share something. In 1991, John Major, former British Prime Minister, lost the election. You know where he was the day after he lost the election? The day after he lost the election, he was at the Oval in London watching cricket. Right? And, people asked him, so he lost. He said, life goes on. I have tendered my resignation and I move on. And I am come to the cricket in the most public avenue because cricket is a big thing in England. And to give support to my I've been show my party people that I'm still here and continue life, not hide away. All right, take it.
All right. Well, it's an observation, yes, not only of yours, but I discussed this with people yesterday, and they said some of them are saying that they have not seen publicly the leader of the United National Congress coming up as advisor after that defeat on a Monday night. You were sharing the same point with me here. Well, some people, losing an election is a bitter pill to swallow. Yeah?
Yes.
You tend to blame everybody. You tend to blame the institution which you work with. You tend to blame the people you work with. They did not do the right thing or whatever. But I agree with you. At the end of the day, life must go on. And we'll see, what the leader of the UNC has to say in the coming days. No doubt, as I said, this week we can see the installation of a new government led by Dr. Keith Rowley. And as reports are saying, we can see some changes to the composition of the cabinet. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5.
But the opposition leader is looking at some protests that they're looking at right now, the EBC.
Yeah. Well, that is continuing, but we only have one seat that is being counted.
Yeah, so how many places do you expect to be at the same time?
Well, people are questioning why she did not appear at those press conferences.
You see, the problem is this country. Everybody wants you to be in front of their face. You must be in front of my face, and I must be in front of the neighbor's face, and everybody in front of their face. I mean, we have that responsibility for ourselves too, We can't expect Ambassador Bissessa to be here for everything for us, or for Rowley to be here for everything for us. Our election went. You have something taking place that there's a protest. Let the process take place. Everybody jumping and what is the view? The Kamla should have did this, and Kamla should have be there, and Kamla is sure, man. Thank you.
All right, friend. Well, thank you. Now, there's this other question. concerning the non-opening of schools on September 1st. One must take into consideration here too that parents need to get outside there to work, to provide for the needs of the family.
Yes.
What's going to happen with those minors? Where you have daycares now will also be closed. What's going to happen? It's certainly a headache for parents outside there, I feel sorry for you, Nicole.
You think they'll bring back pandemic leave?
Yeah, I mean, I feel sorry for parents outside there,
Yes.
and especially those of you who have minors. It is indeed a challenge. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Children getting for certain, they going on long, and the school can't open yet. Children getting for parents still getting for certain too.
All right, well, we know that. We know that came out. Yeah. 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. You can call us this morning at 636-7547 227-5739. Those are the numbers to get into our program. Note that we are also live on our Facebook at RCLU 975 FM, and also you can catch us live on YouTube. Yes, 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. Nicole, well, we have some guidelines here. I do not want to read it out to the public, but it is all about ensuring
That's right.
that you do not compromise the safety of people in your work environment. And to the management of our company here, I want to applaud them for ensuring that staffers are outfitted with all of the necessary sanitary products and so on.
Yes.
And those of you who are visiting us, well, there are certain protocols which you must follow. And I would imagine that this will take place in all private institutions too, businesses and so on, to ensure that your employers also too, that they are well protected. We need to be very, very careful outside the people. We need to do that. Observe all of the guidelines. I've been saying this for the longest while. Note, let me remind you, that the wearing of a mask does not necessarily mean to say that you will not contract the virus. It is just another protective layer. Nicole?
Yes.
Anyway, commercial break at this time? No, but I have some callers on the line. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Look at that. I tell a lady, a young couple, please, wear your mask and you're sitting close to me. I don't need any virus. She took some face. So I go on the taxi and I go down that taxi. I just think going wrong side there, boy. That's why something happening in this country. This country is going through.
Kimoti is of the opinion that this country going through. No, Kimoti, you will expect that. The way some people will react when you remind them of the guidelines, they will react to you in a very hostile manner. But you need to do what is necessary. You need to be responsible. The wearing of mask is mandatory. As of now, we have not heard anything as to what the fine is. But I guess during the course of the day.
Maybe today, at today's press conference.
We'll know what the fine is if you are found guilty of not wearing a mask in public.
At least for now, it's not in the amended regulations.
That's right,
you know.
But as of later on today.
But let us not wait for it to make the list of things in the regulation.
Yeah. No, as I said, we need to be responsible. The number of cases recorded thus far, 552. 11 persons would have died as a result of the coronavirus. And this morning I read out to you what is the international figure. Very frightening figures indeed, people. Very, very frightening indeed. Stay with us. 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. Just about 16 minutes here to the hour of 9 o'clock. That time check. Courtesy Radio 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. Let's hear from one of our major sponsors, Chic Leisure Limited.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality unbleached bromate free all purpose and baker's flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Chic Leisure Limited 665-3336 or visit us at Warrenville, Canupia. Chic Leisure Limited, quality you can trust.
Greeting in the wonderful name of Jesus. My name is Bishop Kelvin Khan from Endurance Ministry International. Our new location is in Railway Road, Londonville. You can tune into 97.5 every Sunday morning from 6 a.m. till 8. Tell your nanny and your nana, your chachi, your chacha, your grandpa, your grandma. We need to pray for our nation. God bless you. Thank you.
KY's Electrical Supplies Limited of Southern Main Road, Canupia, for all your plumbing and electrical supplies, water heaters, filters and water pumps, plus all parts for Gould, Pentax and Leo pumps. Choose from leading brands such as Cooper, Varma, BTCino, Leviton and General Electric. Call 665-6954 for more information. KY's Electrical Supplies Limited of Southern Main Road, Canupia.
Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited, number 86 Pearville, opposite the TSTT Exchange in Mayaro. We specialize in all types of meats, dry goods, liqueur, beverages, ice, LPG, gas, motor oils, stationery supplies, and photocopying. We also provide rentals of tents and chairs for your every occasion. Come in and take advantage of our specials at reduced prices on liqueur, wholesale, and retail. We are open every day, even on public holidays, for your convenience. TT Post services are available here at Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited of number 86 Pearville, Mayaro, where our friendly staff will be happy to serve you.
For quality items, visit Super Quality Supermarket of Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, as well as Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket, Cuba Car Park, for all your grocery items, liquor, fresh fruits, and vegetables, not forgetting their bed and bath section, and kitchen appliances for your home. With so many items to choose from, take advantage of our great prices and discounts at any of our 3 locations: Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, and Cuba. For quality items, Super Quality Supermarket and Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket.
Greeting in the wonderful name of Jesus. My name is Bishop Kelvin Khan from Endurance Ministry International. Our new location is in Railway Road, Londonville. You can tune into 97.5 every Sunday morning from 6 a.m. till 8. Tell your nanny and your nana, your chachi, your chacha, your grandpa, your grandma. We need to pray for our nation. God bless you. Thank you.
It's Yummy Tummy Time with Umi. I am Uma Ratan Singh, inviting you to join me on Yummy Tummy with Umi.
Yummy, 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 I got love in my tummy.
Mondays to Thursdays, just after the 10 a.m. news update and Let's Talk Guyana. Yummy Tummy with Umi brings to you exciting and tasty recipes, and you can even learn to recreate dishes using leftovers. Yummy Tummy with Umi on U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. Catch us on YouTube at RCL U975 and Facebook. Remember to eat healthy, stay happy. Happy eating!
Yummy, 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 I got love in my tummy.
Yes, indeed, and welcome back to 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. Well, we are approaching the end of our time here this morning, but I have a number of callers on the line. Let's take these callers on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Ken, all this big explosion of people who suffer the virus after the election, I don't buy it.
Why?
I feel this was managed as a campaign, an election campaign, that the truth was held from us. So I've been telling friends of mine before the election, wait until after the election and you'll see truth. Because I didn't believe this thing. You have no virus. It is spreading. And then as soon as the election finish, whadam, all over the place, the whole country. That's happened just by chance.
All right, hold on. Let me see if I can throw another spin to it. The chief medical officer would have said that most of the spike in cases the test would have been taken, and these tests did not come back into his office indicating that they were positive. It's only after the general election that these tests came back. And one would imagine that only after the campaign, about the 3 weeks during the campaign or into the campaign, there would have been mass movement of people from one camp to another, with people campaigning and going into the various communities and so on. So it's the movement of people, the gathering of people, which would give a rise to the virus. I hope I'm making sense there, but I understand your point, and I appreciate what you are saying to us this morning. Anyway, Nicole, it's that time where we need to say our goodbye. It's just about 9 minutes here to the hour of 9 o'clock. And yes, at the top of the hour, you will join the Bees Hi-Fi, who will take you until the hour of 12 noon. Note also, two folks, before I go this morning, that public officers, that is public servants, they operating at a 50% capacity on a rotation basis, as outlined by the Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley. PTSC, public transport, at a 50% capacity. Maxi taxi drivers and taxi drivers and so on, 50% capacity. This is all to minimize the movement of the people. And let me emphasize, is the management of risk. The management of risk. And I would also imagine that in the public sector, such measures too will also be carried out. Nicole?
Yes, definitely. Well, I just want to remind you all to be very, very careful. If you have to go out, please take the necessary precautions. Wear your mask. Don't wait until it is made law. Take all the necessary precautions that is needed to protect yourselves and your families. We need to ensure that the number of cases reduce within the coming weeks as opposed to increasing. And of course, the Ministry of Health will be hosting its press conference at 11 a.m. today, so we will get an update as to what has happened over the last 24 hours with regards to the number of cases in Trinidad and Tobago.
Well, let's take this final call on the line. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning. Timothy.
You're talking there? They're taking music at all. None at all. They're not insurance.
Well,
I'll tell you guys what they are asking about. I put it on my car.
All right, well, if they don't hear,
yes,
they will have to feel.
And of course, remember, these guidelines have taken effect as of 6 a.m. today. So do the necessary things that are needed to protect yourselves again. And remember, you can face a fine of $50,000 or 6 months imprisonment. Bear that in mind, people.
Good morning, people. Take care of yourself. We are out of here. You can catch us again tomorrow just after the 6 o'clock hour, where we'll do this all over again. I am Kenrick Dragonaut.
And I am Nicole Duki.
Take care, people. We are out of here.